Okay, so in last lecture we have seen uh, the driver change the new network architecture. That is what how we are going to solve the different issues related to the setup of IoT network. Okay, so we have seen how the scale is going to be managed by using the IPv6 addresses, the security, that is what endpoint security, as well as the device level authentication. Okay, is going to be used to provide the security. uh, then I think so. Then I think so we have seen the device and network constrained by power, CPU, memory, and link speed. How to again provide the solution to this challenge, the massive volume of data generated. Again, how the data is going to be managed and handled. Okay, so I think so, you must have to go for either a cloud or edge or fog computing in order to handle the large amount of data. Then support for the legacy devices, the devices that don't have the logical addresses till the data, or we can say that the device that are not connected to the network till the date, and the need for data to be analyzed into the real time. Okay, so for that purpose again we require the different analytics software. So these are nothing but, we can say, a simple issues raised in the traditional IT system, and how these issues are overcome, or what kind of things are going to be used to overcome these issues when you are going to build the IoT network, okay, or the IoT architecture. Then I think so we have seen one of the standardized architecture or the reference model, that is one M2M IoT, which consists of three different layers. The first one is the application layer, the second one is the service layer, and the third one is the network layer. Network layer consists of the connection and the communication between the different sensor and what we can say, the gateway or intermediate devices. Service layer well as consist of different protocol, okay, that are going to use for the different applications which are present inside of an application layer. Okay, so in order to provide the in order to handle the heterogeneity of objects inside of service layer, horizontal framework and RESTful API is going to be used. Okay, so this is all about the last lecture. Okay, today we'll discuss the another reference architecture for the IoT, which has been designed by the IoT World Forum. Okay, so which is again a 7-layer architecture. So IoTWF published a 7-layer architecture reference model in the 2014. So these layers are nearby same to your OSI reference model, but there may be changes with some functionality. So the first layer is nothing but a physical device and controllers. Okay, so where we're having all the smart objects, we're having all the smart objects plus actuator, smart object. Okay, the things are also called as an object or the smart objects in the IoT. Okay, smart objects are present, or so we can have at this physical level, we can have the sensor devices, machine intelligent edge nodes of all varieties or all types. Okay, then connectivity. So the second layer focuses on the communication and the processing unit. For example, if you want to do the pre-processing of a data that has been generated into the physical layer. Okay, so in the connectivity, here we are using a various protocol that are going to be used to transfer the data from device to the what we can say, the cloud, or to the fog node. Okay, and there may be a presentation of some edge devices, so that processing will be done inside of the connectivity Okay, then edge computing, data elements analytics and the transformation will be there inside of a edge computing. Then data accumulation, so here you are just storing the data into the specific format. Then the next level is nothing but the data abstraction, so which will give the that will combine the data, that is nothing but the aggregation of the data and provide the access as per the authorization. Okay, so for example, if it is the manager, what kind of data is going to be shown? If it is a simple employee, what kind of data is going to be displayed? Okay, basically it based on data abstraction is based on publish subscribe. Okay, a publisher subscriber model. So we are having the different publisher, so the data is published by that publisher, and we are having the different subscriber. The subscriber are subscribing to the publisher. So based on the subscription model, they are showing the amount of the data. You know the what actually the data abstraction. Data abstraction related to the hiding of the information. Hiding of the information. Okay, so here all the data is present, but a part of the data is shown to the user. Then the sixth layer in the IoT WF is nothing but the application. So this application layer consists of the reporting, analytics as well as the control. Okay, and based on that you must have to make the decision, and the decisions are executed, or we can say that decisions are benefited in involving the people as well as the business processes, involving the people as well as the business processes, which happens in the layer 7. Okay, so we will see all these layers in the detail. So before that, the first layer consists of a sensor or actuator. Okay. Sensors are responsible for sensing the information, while as the actuators are nothing but the trigger. Okay. So trigger means what? If the sensor sends some kind of information, so based on that information, there must be some action will be taken by that actuator. Will be taken by that actuator. Okay. So the sensor, actuator, different IoT enabled devices are present in the physical device and controller layer. Okay, and if you just go for the second layer, okay, so the second layer is having the functions like communication between the layer 1 devices. So in the layer 1 we are having the different sensor and the actuators and the IoT enabled devices. Again, the layer 2 is responsible for reliable delivery of information across the network. Okay, reliable delivery of information across the network. What we mean by the reliable delivery? Anybody knows? Many times I think so you hear that TCP/IP is the reliable transport protocol. Okay, or TCP is the reliable transport protocol. What is the meaning of that? Reliable. Yes, anybody? Okay, so yes, Saurabh. So we can get the acknowledgement that our message has reached the destination and read. Okay, through reliable transport protocol. Yes, reliable means it gives a guarantee of a transmission. Okay, see, whenever you are transmitting any kind of a data, that data will be converted into the small packets, and that packets are going to be sent over the network. So we cannot give the guarantee that whatever the packet that you are sending or the order of a packet, the same will be there at the receiver side. जैसे सेंड कर रहे हो वैसे रिसीवर साइड में वो मिलेगी या नहीं मिलेगी, इसकी कुछ गारंटी नहीं है। लेकिन सारा का सारा डेटा आपका वहाँ पे गया या नहीं गया, वो आपको अगर नेटवर्क प्रोवाइड कर रहा है, वो टाइप की इन्फॉर्मेशन आपको प्रोवाइड कर रहा है। सो दैट मीन्स दैट नेटवर्क इज़ नथिंग बट द रिलायबल नेटवर्क। फॉर एग्जांपल कंसिडर करके चलो कि मुझे एक डेटा सेंड करना है, उस पर 10 पैकेट है, 10 में से 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 ऐसे पैकेट्स मेरे पास में अवेलेबल है और मैंने वो सेंड किए। अदर एंड पे वो पैकेट कौन से भी ऑर्डर में रिसीव हो सकते हैं, 6 7 1 2 5 8 एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा। ओके, अगर उसमें से कुछ हुआ नहीं है, यानी या पर्टिकुलर टाइम में कुछ पैकेट उसको रिसीव नहीं हुआ है, सो द सेंडर विल गिव द रिस्पॉन्स बेस्ड ऑन द एक्नॉलेजमेंट। ओके, एक्नॉलेजमेंट के दो टाइप है, द पॉजिटिव एक्नॉलेजमेंट एज वेल एज द नेगेटिव एक्नॉलेजमेंट। पॉजिटिव एक्नॉलेजमेंट कौन सा डेटा वहाँ पे रीच हो गया वो बताता है। नेगेटिव एक्नॉलेजमेंट सेज दैट विच डेटा इज नॉट रीच at the receiver side. Okay, so that's why the protocols are what we can say the reliable one in order to transmit the data, in order to transmit the okay. So here the functions of the second layer is nothing but the reliable delivery of information across the network, and that uses the concept of acknowledgement, whether the data has been sent or not. Okay, उसके बारे में information देगी। Then the second layer is also responsible for switching as well as the routing. So routing के लिए वहाँ पे बहुत सारे प्रोटोकॉल है। We are having the BGP etc. That protocols are going to be used over here in order to establish a path to transfer the data from one node to the another node. Okay, then again it will just do the translation between the different protocol. I think so we have seen this concept, the translation between the protocol. Okay, so conversion so this translation between the protocols is used to support the different types of a object. Okay, so due to that the heterogeneity is supported over here, and also it provides the network layer security. So that is what the encryption standard, which is going to be used to transfer the data in the secure method. Okay, then if you just go for the layer 3 consists of the edge computing. Okay, so here the data element analysis as well as the transformation will be done. So if your IoT architectures having the edge nodes are nothing but what we can say the smart nodes present in the IoT network itself and performing the different data processing and making the decision. Okay, so this will happen at the edge node. So the edge node will perform or the functions of this edge computing layer is nothing but evaluate and reformat the data for processing at the higher level. Okay, so this will do the pre-processing of a data. Pre-processing of a data. Okay, so if you are just passing the pre-processed data, ultimately it will result in high throughput. Okay, या फिर what we can say the less delay inside of a network. Okay? The transmission rate may be a high or what we can say the data sent and the decision made per unit time is larger comparatively to the network that don't having the edge node. Again, the edge node is responsible for filtration of the data to reduce the traffic at the higher level processing. Okay, again it results into a minimization of minimization of congestion inside of a network. And one more function is supported by the edge computing is nothing but it accesses the data for altering notification or other kind of action that are taken at the particular layer, at that particular layer. यानी इसके ऊपर के लेयर को डेटा अगर सेंड नहीं करना है आपको, वहाँ पे ही कुछ मैसेज आपको प्रिंट करना है, कुछ अलर्ट आपको प्रेजेंट करने हैं, सो दैट विल बी डन बाय यूजिंग द that particular edge node present inside the IoT network. Okay, so if you just see, the data packets are going to be arrayed from the layer 2. Okay, data packets are going to be arrayed from the layer 2, and this will be evaluated, filter, or the notification may be generated based on the packet itself, based on data content in that packet. Okay, so if it is going to be forwarded to the higher level, so you are just pre-processing that data and passing it to the higher level, so that the data is ready for processing at the higher levels. So if the data is present into the particular format which is required by the server, okay, so ultimately you are just increasing the throughput. Again, keep in mind that if I am just adding edge computing layer inside my IoT network, so that will result into what? That will result into increasing the throughput of a particular network, increasing the throughput of that particular network. Then the layer 3, that is the data accumulation layer. So this layer captures the data and store it, so it is usable by application whenever necessary. Okay, so basically this data accumulation layer will just collect all the data that has been come from the lower layer, that is layer 2 or a layer 3. Layer 3 is the optional layer. Okay, so whatever the data that has been generated inside of a layer 1 will be passed to the layer 2, and that will be stored in terms of a tabular format. Okay, that will be stored in terms of a tabular format for the future use. So that operation, that is representation of the data into the tabular format, or storage of a data into the tabular format, will be done by the data accumulation layer. So that's why this data accumulation layer is responsible for converting the event based data to the query based processing. Event based data, इसका मतलब क्या रहेगा? So let's suppose I have just install one sensor into my IoT network, and this sensor is sending the information after a 30 minutes of an interval. Okay, after every 30 minutes, okay, after every 30 minutes, that particular sensor is sending the information to the what we can say a cloud, okay, or the processing node we can say. So here that processing node or the data accumulation layer present at that particular node is responsible for storing that data into the tabular format for the future use. Okay, ऐसा टेबुलर फॉर्मेट में वो डेटा अगर मैंने प्रेजेंट किया, तो इवेंट बेस्ड जो हुआ, यानी हर एक 30 मिनट के बाद में मुझे डेटा आता गया, वो टेबल के अंदर एंट्री होती गई, उसके बाद में फिर से टेबल के अंदर डेटा एंटर हो गया, और फिर से 30 मिनट के बाद में और एक डेटा वहाँ पे एंटर हो जाएगा, एंड दैट विल बी यूजफुल फॉर द क्यूरी बेस्ड प्रोसेसिंग. नाउ द टेबल इज अवेलेबल विथ मी, आई कैन जस्ट पास एनी क्यूरी ऑन दैट टेबल. So that function will be done by the data accumulation layer. Now the layer 5, that is the data abstraction layer. So I think so data abstraction, so this will reconcile some multiple data format and ensure the consistent symmetric from the various sources. And this data abstraction layer confirms that the data set is complete and consolidate data into one place or multiple data stores using the virtualization. Okay, by using this virtualization, the part of a data will be shown to the user. The part of data will be shown to the user, and again it is based on the publish and subscribe model of that particular IoT network. Okay, then the second last layer, that is nothing but the layer 6, the application layer. It will interpret the data using the software application. The application may monitor, control and provide the report based on the analysis of the data that has been collected, okay, that has been collected and presented by using the data accumulation layer and the data abstraction layer. And the layer 7, the collaboration and the processing layer, consumes and shares the application information. So whatever the data that has been generated by the application layer, and collaborating on and communicating IoT information often requires the multiple steps, and it is what makes the IoT useful. This layer can change the business processes and deliver the benefits of IoT. So all kind of what we can say the business analytic decisions are going to be made inside of collaboration and the processes layer. Again, this layer 7 is mostly utilized into the business model. बिजनेस मॉडल, जिस IoT एप्लीकेशन के अंदर बिजनेस मॉडल यूज होता है. बेसिकली दिस लेयर 7 इज ऑलवेज इम्प्लीमेंटेड फॉर इंडस्ट्रियल IoT application. Otherwise, for the smaller application, this there may be chances that the architect of the IoT, what we can say, the IoT network is not going to bother about the layer 7. So we can say that the layer 3 and layer 7 is the optional layer. Is the optional layer. So this is all about the IoT World Forum standardized architecture, which consists of 7 layer having the different functions. I think so we have seen this, I just mentioned the name, that is additional IoT reference model. So we can have the Purdy model for the control hierarchy, then industrial internet reference architecture by the IIC, and IoT-A, that is Internet of a Thing architecture. Okay. So comparing all these are nothing but the reference model. They are not going to be implemented exactly as the same, and again the use of any one of the reference model is completely depends on the application of a network, okay, or a functionality that must be supported by the IoT network. So इसमें से कौन सा भी मॉडल implement किया जा सकता है. Comparatively to all these model, okay, your book consists of a simplified IoT architecture. और इसके बाद में ये आर्किटेक्चर का पार्ट भी आया तो उसके अंदर यही सारा आने वाला है बुक, आपके बुक में. सो द सिंप्लीफाइड IoT architecture is there, which has been represented into the book, which consists of 2 different stacks, a core IoT functional stack and IoT data management and compute stack. Okay, so see, a core IoT functional stack again having 3 layers. So the first one is nothing but the thing, sensor and actuators, communication network, application. Okay, and for this particularly a single layer inside of a node, inside of a functional stack can execute or can have the multiple layer based multiple communication into the data management and computation stack. Okay, रह भी सकता है या नहीं भी रह सकता है, कुछ प्रॉब्लम, based on your application. So let's suppose the application perform the data processing as well as the decision at the server side only, so at that time see, your application is not going to bother about the fog as well as the edge, so it only bother about the cloud, where the server, or we can say the decision making system, is present at the cloud itself, Okay, now अभी कंसिडर करके चलो कि मैं एक डिफरेंस बता देता हूँ आपको, what is actually the meaning of edge computing, fog computing as well as the cloud computing. Anybody knows what actually the difference between the edge, fog and cloud? Anyone? What is edge computing, fog computing and the cloud computing? So okay, you know the client server architecture. If you don't know the edge, fog and cloud computing, you must know the client server architecture, okay, based on the request as well as the reply. Client server architecture. So what happens inside of a client server architecture? So I'm having a one node which will act as a client, okay, which will send the request. This is the node 1, and another node is there which will act as a server, which will just get the receive the request from the client, provide the processing, perform the processing and provides the result in terms of a response. In terms of the response. Okay. So if I just consider this network into the another manner, that is what I am having the different nodes available inside of a network itself. Okay. So this node 1 is present into one network, and this node may present into the another network. Okay. Similarly, here I am having a IoT network which will consist of different smart objects or a sensor or actuators. Okay. Now within this network, if you create a node which is responsible for a data collection as well as making basic decisions based on that, or again we can say that if that particular node is responsible for filtering the data also. Filtering the data, or we can say passing the data, collecting and passing the information. Collecting and passing the information to the cloud. क्लाउड का मतलब आपका कंप्लीट नेटवर्क ही है, इंटरनेट ही है, उसके अंदर एक आधा सर्वर आपका प्रेजेंट रहेगा, उसको आप सेंड कर रहे हो, राइट, इसको आप सेंड कर रहे हो. सो द प्रोसेसिंग ऑफ द डेटा इज प्रेजेंट एट द एज लेवल, so that type of a computing is called as an edge computing. That type of a computing is called as an edge computing. Okay. उसके बाद में आपको क्लाइंट सर्वर आर्किटेक्चर था, उसके अंदर एक इंटरमीडिएट नोड था. ओके. इसका मतलब क्लाइंट की तरफ से रिक्वेस्ट इंटरमीडिएट नोड को जा रही थी. इंटरमीडिएट नोड will do some kind of operation, okay, and that intermediate node will perform that request to the server. Okay. Then the server will again do some kind of a processing based on the request, and then it will give the response to the intermediate node, and the intermediate node is again responsible to send the same response to the client. Okay. So here we are having the intermediate node. Now this belongs to the one of the network, this belongs to the other network, and this particular system belongs to the another network. Okay. So if it is, if this case will happen like this, so here either I can have the edge node again that will send the information to the intermediate node, which is again responsible for a filtering of a data as well as pre-processing of a that data. But this node is not a part of this particular network. This node is not a part of this particular network. So we can say that this particular type of a representation of network or the processing at this level can be considered as an fog computing. ओके तो इसका मतलब देखो, जब मैं एज कंप्यूटिंग लेता हूँ तो डेटा प्रोसेसिंग जो है विद इन नेटवर्क होता है आपका. जब मैं फॉग कंप्यूटिंग लेता हूँ द डेटा प्रोसेसिंग विल हैपन, प्रोसेसिंग और प्री प्रोसेसिंग, okay, the data pre-processing will happen in between the edge and the cloud. And when I say the cloud computing, so this particular whatever the servers are there, they are directly connected to the cloud. They are sending the information directly to the server, directly to the server. So each and every type of what the edge, fog and the cloud computing have their own advantages as well as the disadvantages. So just look for what actually the edge computing, fog computing as well as the cloud computing in detail. Then the another stack is present, that is nothing but the core IoT functional stack. So this core IoT functional stack consists of 3 different layers, these 3 layers having also a sub layers. The first one basically the physical layer is there, that will consist of the sensors and the actuators. So simply we can say this layer will consist of the smart devices or the smart things or the smart object or only the things. Okay, so this is the layer where actually your smart objects are present. Then we are having the communication network. So this communication network or communication network layer consists of the access network sublayer, gateway and the backhaul sublayers, network transport sublayer, IoT network management sublayer. Okay, so these 4 sublayers are present as a part of a layer 2. Then we can have the layer 3, that is nothing but the application and analytics layer. So based on the type of application, there is what, whether it is the analytics application or the control application, whether you are just analyzing the data or you are just analyzing the network, whether the data analytics result into the benefits of a business or not, and the different kind of a smart services that provided by using the application layer. Okay, so today we will discuss about the first layer, that is the things, sensors and the actuators, and in next lecture we will go for the communication network and the application layer. So things, again simply these are nothing but the smart object or the smart things or the device, IoT enabled devices, which are responsible for sensing the information, which are responsible for accessing the information. So that information may be available in terms of a digital form or in terms of an analog form. That depends on the type of a sensor that you are going to be used to sense the information. Okay, so based on that we are having the various type of a smart object. So that smart objects are also known as an things are available and can be classified by using the following criteria. The first criteria is nothing but the battery power or power connected. Okay, so few of the sensor inside of IoT networks are battery powered. Okay, are battery powered. So the lithium battery is going to be used to provide the supply, okay, in order to work a particular node inside of a network. Okay, or it may be directly supplied with the power. Okay, AC DC कौन सा भी यूज़ करो तो आपको 5 वोल्ट डायरेक्टली सप्लाई करना पड़ेगा. सो यू मस्ट हैव टू कन्वर्ट दैट 220 to 40 volts to 3.5 to 5 वोल्ट, ऐसा कन्वर्जन करना पड़ेगा आपको, एंड यू मस्ट हैव टू प्रोवाइड द पावर सप्लाई. So depend on the battery powered and the power connected. So this affects the mobility of a particular sensor. Okay, so if the sensor is the battery power, so it can act as a mobile sensor, while as if it is connected to if it's having the power connected, so it may result as an static one, because it will remain same it will remain have the same position throughout the execution of the IoT network. Okay. Again, a battery power sensor may having the limits of data transmission. Okay. Because see, if I am just executing or just utilizing a sensor based on the battery power, okay, so जब वो डेटा सेंड करेगा, जब वो डेटा सेंड करने वाला है, तब उसका बैटरी कंजम्पशन होता है. जब वो डेटा सेंड करेगा तब उसका बैटरी कंजम्पशन ज़्यादा होता है. सो बेस्ड ऑन दैट, इफ़ आई एम जस्ट यूजिंग द बैटरी पावर डिवाइसेस, सो एट द टाइम आई एम जस्ट सेंडिंग अ डेटा विद द लार्ज अमाउंट ऑफ इंटरवल, यानी 1 घंटे के बाद में एक बार, या फिर हाफ घंटे के बाद में एक बार, या 2 घंटे के बाद में एक बार, ऐसे मैं डेटा सेंड करूँगा. बट इफ़ यू जस्ट गो फॉर द पावर कनेक्टेड, so you don't have to bother about the life of that particular sensor, and you can just send multiple times data what that has been collected by this particular sensor. Now again, based on the mobility, we are having the mobile sensor or the static sensor. Mobile sensors are what we can say the movable one, and the static, they are remaining on the same position. So the tracking sensor, okay, vehicle tracking sensors are the example of a mobile sensor. Vehicle tracking sensor are nothing but the example of a mobile sensor. Static के लिए जो एक जगह पे है और उधर से इंफॉर्मेशन दे रहे हैं आपको. फॉर एग्जांपल द ह्यूमिडिटी सेंसर दैट कैन बी प्लेस एट द any place inside of a room, and that will give you the information regarding the humidity of the particular. Then another type is nothing but the low or high reporting frequency. Again it is based on the battery power as well as the power connected. Low reporting frequency having a battery low reporting frequency sensors are nothing but the battery power sensor, and they send the information that has been consumed by them or that has been obtained by them with the large amount of interval times. And high reporting frequency, इसका मतलब पर यूनिट टाइम के अंदर, 1 मिनट के अंदर ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा इंफॉर्मेशन वो सेंड करेगा, या पर सेकंड बहुत सारी इंफॉर्मेशन वो आपका सेंड कर सकता है. सो हाई रिपोर्टिंग फ्रीक्वेंसी सेंसर्स आर गोइंग टू बी यूज इनसाइड ऑफ अ मेडिकल application. Okay, because see, when we go for the medical application, यानी ICU के पेशेंट का इंफॉर्मेशन आपको मैंने किया कि शेयर करना है. So all the sensors are the power connected. As they are power connected, they are acting as a static. As again they are placed at the same position, so they can give the information of data with high transmission rate. So high transmission इसका मतलब रहेगा मल्टीपल टाइम को डेटा सेंड कर रहा है. सो हाई रिपोर्टिंग फ्रीक्वेंसी इज देयर. Again, some of the sensors are going to provide the simple type of a data, while as other will provide the rich data. So for example, if I'm just using the temperature sensor, it will give me data into the number format. Okay, either 30 degree, 35 degree, 37 degree, whatever it may be. So they are represented by using the range of binary range भी अगर आपने यूज की तो उसके अंदर वो टेम्परेचर आपका रीड हो जाएगा. So not binary, the grayscale value, that is what I think so it is 2:8. इतना लिमिट दे दिया तो भी चलेगा आपको. रीच डेटा, तो रीच डेटा इसका मतलब क्या है? सो सम सेंसर्स आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर प्रोवाइडिंग द इमेजेस एज वेल एज द वीडियो. सर्विलियंस सिस्टम, होम सर्विलियंस सिस्टम, images or video. Okay, so the data representation requires what we can say the higher memory as compared to this simple one. Okay, then report range. Report range is nothing but how the information is going to be delivered, or at what level the information is going to be delivered by the sensor. At what level, whether that sensor is sending the information to the edge level or to the fog level or to the cloud layer, that is nothing but the report range. For example, consider करके चलो कि आपका जो रिस्ट बैंड है, okay, जो आपने वॉकिंग के लिए या फिर yes, anybody having question? सो रिस्ट बैंड का एग्जांपल अगर ले रहे हो, सो दैट विल जस्ट सेंड द इंफॉर्मेशन टू योर सेल फोन. ओके, एंड वी कैन से दैट इट विल जस्ट सेंड द इंफॉर्मेशन इफ योर सेल फोन इज विजिबल टू यू. So within that range, I think so in the range of a Bluetooth, it is going to send the information, whatever it may be. Either it may be a heartbeat information, oxygen level information, or the step that has been walked by you. Okay, so such kind of information will be shared with your cell phone. Okay, so that's having very short range of a transmission. Or there may be a sensor that will use you. That will give the information that has been sent by them through a mile away, So we can say like the report range may be vary to the edge level based on the this architecture. Okay, through the edge level, through the fog level, or through the cloud level. And the last type of a things, okay, classification type is nothing but the object density per cell. Okay, so कितने सारे ऑब्जेक्ट या सेंसर आप वहाँ पे इंस्टॉल कर रहे हो, कितने सारे सेंसर आप वहाँ पे इंस्टॉल कर रहे हो. सो फॉर एग्जांपल कंसिडर करके चलो if I want to get the environmental information of a particular classroom, so in that classroom I can just install a single temperature sensor. Okay, and or we can say we can have a temperature sensor, or we can just simply DHT module will be there, humidity plus temperature. Okay, so this DHT module will be responsible for getting the details about the humidity of a room as well as the temperature of a room. But इसका मतलब क्या है कि दो ही सेंसर मुझे लग रहे हैं वहाँ पे. But if I want to do 360 degree of surveillance, so I must have to install a 4 to 5 camera in the same room. So that is nothing but how many numbers of devices or the objects are going to be deployed per area or per cell. Okay, so this on this basis we are having the classification of this sensor. Either the sensors are battery power or the power connected, either they are mobile or the static one, or they are low or high report, or they are having the low reporting frequency or the high reporting frequency. Then the simple data is generated or the rich data is generated. Then the reporting range through edge level reporting, fog level reporting, or the cloud level reporting. and the last one is nothing but the object density per cell, that is how many numbers of the sensors are going to be installed per unit area, okay. So this is going to be seen inside of a layer 1, that is nothing but the things. So these things consist of the sensors as well as the actuator. See, the sensors are responsible again for getting the information, while as the actuators are nothing but these will act as an triggers. And let's suppose कंसिडर करके चलो कि आपको ऑटोमेटिक डोर ओपन करना है, ऑटोमेटिक डोर आपको ओपन करना है. So for that particular example you require ultrasonic sensor, okay, in order to detect the obstacle or a particular person in front of what we can say the door, okay. So you are just going to deploy the ultrasonic sensor in front of a door and you are writing the code. And likewise if the object comes near to the door, so some distance, okay, at some distance you must have to open the door. So that opening of a door will be done by using the actuator. So actuators are responsible for triggering the action. Actuators are responsible for triggering the action. Okay. So we'll stop here. In the next lecture we'll go for the layer 2, that is nothing but the communication network layer, and layer 3 that is the application and एनालिटिक्स. इसके अंदर कम्युनिकेशन नेटवर्क लेयर के अंदर डिफरेंट प्रोटोकॉल आपको यूज़ कर रहे हैं. सो दैट इज़ गोइंग टू बी यूजफुल फॉर द कम्युनिकेशन नेटवर्क, ओके. एंड द एप्लीकेशन लेयर में अलग अलग टाइप्स के एनालिसिस आपको परफॉर्म करना है और उसका यूज़ क्या है वो बताएं. सो दैट विल डिस्कस इनटू द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर. सो विल स्टॉप हियर. विल मीट ऑन द next Monday, right? I think so Saturday is the working one, so we'll have the lecture on the Saturday.